Between 1939 and 1945, the skies became one of the most decisive battlefields in human history. The Second World War was not won by armies alone, nor solely by fleets crossing vast oceans. It was shaped, day after day, in the thin air above continents and seas. When the conflict began, the United States was not yet the dominant air power it would later become. Its fighter aircraft were sturdy and dependable, but not revolutionary. By the end of the war, American fighters escorted bombers to the heart of Germany, swept the Pacific skies clear of opposition, and laid the technological foundation for the jet age. This transformation was neither accidental nor gradual. It was forged under pressure, accelerated by early shortcomings, and driven by an industrial engine unlike anything the world had ever seen. At the outset of the war, the backbone of American fighter aviation was the Curtiss P-40 Warhawk. Solidly built and heavily armed with .50 caliber machine guns, the P-40 was rugged and capable of absorbing punishment, yet it was not designed for the kind of high-altitude performance that modern air combat increasingly demanded. Against Germany's agile Messerschmitt Bf 109 and Japan's maneuverable Mitsubishi A6M Zero, the Warhawk often found itself at a disadvantage. In the skies over China and Burma, American volunteer group pilots, the famed Flying Tigers, proved that tactics could compensate for technical shortcomings. Diving attacks, energy retention, and disciplined formations allowed the P-40 to fight on its own terms. It was not the best fighter in the world, but it was a crucial stepping stone in the evolution to come. Innovation followed quickly. The Bell P-39 Airacobra represented a bold departure from conventional design. Its engine was mounted behind the pilot, driving the propeller through a long shaft running beneath the cockpit. Armed with a powerful 37mm cannon firing through the propeller hub, the Airacobra packed formidable firepower. It also featured tricycle landing gear, an advanced concept at the time. However, the lack of a turbo supercharger limited its effectiveness at high altitudes, where air combat over Western Europe was most intense. Ironically, the aircraft found greater success on the Eastern Front, where Soviet pilots engaged in lower altitude combat. There, in the hands of skilled aviators, it became a respected and effective fighter. In the Pacific, the US Navy relied on the Grumman F6F Wildcat, outclassed in turning performance by the Zero. The Wildcat compensated with superior armor protection and self-sealing fuel tanks features that dramatically improved pilot survivability. American naval aviators developed innovative tactics such as the Thatch Weave, a coordinated defensive maneuver that allowed pairs of Wildcats to counter more agile opponents. In pivotal battles like Coral Sea and Midway, the Wildcat helped blunt Japanese expansion. These early engagements were hard-fought and costly, but they bought time for American industry and engineering to respond. By 1942, it had become clear that escorting heavy bombers deep into enemy territory required a new generation of fighters. Aircraft such as the Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress needed protection all the way to their targets and back, often at altitudes above 20,000 feet. The answer arrived in the form of the distinctive Lockheed P-38 Lightning, developed by the Lockheed Corporation. With twin booms, 2 engines, and a centralized armament configuration mounted in the nose, the P-38 was unlike any fighter in the skies. Its turbo-supercharged engines provided excellent high-altitude performance, and its long range made it ideal for the vast expanses of the Pacific theater, concentrating its firepower 4.50 caliber, machine guns, and a 20mm cannon directly in the nose eliminated convergence issues and allowed accurate fire at greater distances. In the Pacific, pilots such as Richard Bong and Thomas Maguire achieved remarkable success flying the Lightning. The aircraft even carried out one of the most precisely planned interception missions of the war, resulting in the death of Japanese Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto. The P-38 demonstrated that range, firepower, and altitude performance could coexist in a single formidable platform. Meanwhile, another heavyweight entered the European theater, the Republic P-47 Thunderbolt. Massive, powerful, and driven by a robust radial engine, the P-47 was one of the heaviest single-engine fighters of the war. It excelled in high-speed dives and could endure extraordinary battle damage. Initially developed as a high-altitude escort fighter, the Thunderbolt later proved devastating in the ground attack role, strafing rail lines, armored vehicles, and supply convoys across occupied Europe. Its durability and firepower made it a pilot's aircraft. one capable of bringing its aviator home even after sustaining significant damage. In the Pacific, the decisive shift in air superiority came with the arrival of the Grumman F6F Hellcat, designed specifically to counter the Zero. The Hellcat combined a powerful engine, heavy armament, and rugged construction. It was stable, forgiving, and lethal. As American naval production reached staggering levels, the Hellcat appeared in overwhelming numbers. The results were dramatic. In major carrier battles from 1943 onward, American pilots achieved lopsided victory ratios. What had begun as a desperate defensive struggle evolved into sustained dominance. The balance of power in the Pacific sky had irrevocably shifted. Then, in 1944, a fighter emerged that would become synonymous with Allied air supremacy in Europe, the North American P-51 Mustang. Although promising in its early versions, the Mustang achieved true greatness when fitted with the British Rolls-Royce Merlin engine. This transformation gave it exceptional high-altitude performance and remarkable range. For the first time, American bombers could be escorted all the way to Berlin. The Mustang combined speed, maneuverability, and endurance in a way few aircraft had managed before. Against the Bf-109 and other late-war German fighters, it proved more than a match. As experienced Luftwaffe pilots were lost and could not be replaced, the strategic air campaign began to erode Germany's ability to defend its own airspace. The skies over Europe gradually turned from contested to controlled. As the war neared its conclusion, the next revolution was already underway. The Bell P-59 era commit marked the United States' first step into jet propulsion, while Germany fielded the advanced Messerschmitt Me-262. Though jets arrived too late to alter the overall outcome of the war, they signaled a profound shift in aviation's future. Speed was entering a new realm, one that would redefine aerial combat in the decades to come. In just 6 years, the United States transformed its fighter force from a capable but transitional arm into the most formidable air power in the world. This evolution was not defined by a single aircraft, but by a relentless process of adaptation. Learning from setbacks, refining designs, expanding range, increasing firepower, and mastering altitude. From the rugged P-40 to the elegant and far-reaching P-51, each fighter marked a stage in a rapid technological ascent. By 1945, American fighters did more than defend bombers or win dogfights. They secured strategic dominance of the air, and in doing so, they reshaped the nature of modern warfare, proving that control of the sky could determine the fate of nations.